Puddle here again, and sorry, it's been a while since the last blog, but what can I say? It's been one of the most eventful, busy, incredible weeks in my life. So what can I say? Excuse me. But 340 days to go officially until Prince Caspian, and there is a couple very, very big pieces of news. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the biggest one. The Voyage of the Dawn Treader release date is, as of now, officially May 1st, 2009. And less than a year after Prince Caspian, which is very startling. Obviously, we already knew that it was going to be in 2009, and I think we were pretty sure it was going to be in summer 2009. But it just seems like they're going too fast to me. I think even though the kids' ages would be off a little bit, I think I would be willing to wait an extra year between films just so they would take a little longer. I think history has shown that in general, when they rush for films like this, when they crank them out like an assembly line, which is what Harry Potter is doing, they generally don't turn out very well, or certainly not as good as they could be. And so, but it's too late now. It looks like, we don't know this for sure, but we believe they do want Silver Chair to be out the next year, 2010, and I just wish they would slow down, and I don't really expect them to, but what can you do? At least with Lord of the Rings, it wasn't really different productions. It was just one giant production. They were making one movie, Lord of the Rings. So that's Lord of the Rings is kind of an exception to everything, the way it was done. But I do kind of wish they would slow down a little bit with Narnia, but they're not going to. Hopefully it'll turn out good anyway. There's the official plot synopsis for the Prince Caspian movie is online. Looks very faithful to the book. There's no apparent changes that I can see. There's just a couple nitpicky things here. One, and this is the big thing, it says here that, listen to the sentence here, that with the help of a kindly dwarf, a courageous talking mouse named Reepicheep, very cool, they mentioned Reepicheep, a badger named a truffle hunter, and a black dwarf Nickabrick, here's the important part, the Narnians, led by the mighty knights Peter and Caspian, embark on a remarkable journey to find Aslan, and then it goes on for a while. But find Aslan, I guess you could say that's what they do, in the sense that there they are in Aslan Tau discussing, will the help come, where is Aslan? But there is a general attitude that Aslan will act in his own time. And like when Peter finally gets there, he'll say, we don't know exactly when Aslan will act, in his time, no doubt, not ours. And I think there is an attitude of seeing what's going to happen, and blowing the horn and asking for help and everything, but actually going on a journey to find Aslan, that doesn't quite seem to be a very fair way of saying it, but I suppose you could. It just seems to me sort of an important part of Aslan's character, and they say it over and over, he's not a tame lion. And to actually be going out and looking for him, maybe I'm being too nitpicky, but that seems like it's kind of out of line. But I just think that's kind of an important part of Aslan as a character. So I'm not really too worried about this. I mean, I think they're just writing a synopsis. I don't really think they're trying to imply anything necessarily. It's just one of those things that when you analyze it, you go, hey, wait a second, but I'm not actually worried about that. But just in case it does become an issue, I want to say, we said it, we noticed it, but I'm not really worried about it right now. And then there's I love the headline they have on Narnia Web, new crew for Dawn Treader. Very cool doobie. It's just kind of a funny thing. And there's a new, and we were expecting this. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new crew because of Dawn Treader and Prince Caspian so close together. We already know that Michael Apted's going to be. Oh, and by the way, if they do want to do Silver Chair in 2009, that means that Michael Apted almost definitely won't be able to direct it. And maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, but just noting that probably be a new director for each film now, which I don't really like that idea. But that's how it goes. Anyway, the new Roger Ford is leaving as the production designer. That Prince Caspian will be his last Narnia film. And the production designer for Prince Caspian is going to be, I'm sorry, I can't really get the name. It's Jan Roelfs, Roelfs, Jan Roelfs. So just call her Jan from now on. She's going to be the production designer of Prince Caspian. She did, let's see here. She also did World Trade Center, which I saw, and I don't remember too much about the production design. It looked like New York to me, most of it. I mean, obviously a lot of it was filmed in New York, I'm sure, but some of the stuff that I know were stages, but looked quite well, and especially some of that rubble. I don't know what the rubble of the World Trade Center actually looked like, but it looked pretty good to me. But and it's also interesting to note that she's doing the production designer for The Return, which comes out later this year, and that's a movie that Neil Burger's directing, and it was rumored for a while that he was going to be directing Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and he wasn't. And so I just thought I'd point that out. But and then the other one is the casting director for Voyage of the Dawn Treader is going to be handled by an Emmy-nominated Nina Gold. Very cool. Because she cast Amazing Grace. I think that's the only film of hers that I've seen. And Amazing Grace was an extremely well-cast film. I thought that they're just great character actors. They have great faces, you know. They kind of worked well with each other. And so I was very impressed. I think the casting was probably the best part of Amazing Grace. And so I'm very, you know, I'm sounds good to me. Nina Gold. Pippa Hall's done great Finding Kids, you know, but Nina Gold sounds like she'll be good. So both of these people have been nominated for awards. Nina Gold had an Emmy nomination, and Jan had an Academy Award nomination, which in my opinion doesn't really give her any credibility, but worth pointing out. So that's really it for the news. Then there's an email I wanted to discuss here. Same guy as last time. They emailed me about something in The Last Battle. And let me go ahead and read it here. So apparently some people don't... I have heard this a little bit, that some people don't want The Last Battle to be made. I think it's silly. But they don't want The Last Battle to be made, and their argument is... I'll just go ahead and read the email. That if the Narnia stories are true, then Susan would be the only person who would be alive to tell the story, or tell the narrator, and she doesn't even believe in Narnia anymore. This is, I think, an absolutely absurd argument to even, like, it's just a dumb conversation to have. I mean, if you want to go into Lord of the Rings mode and really kind of get all this detail down about where the story came from and everything, then yeah, maybe logically it doesn't completely make sense. But I don't hear this criticism made of many other books, like how did Dan Brown know about the Da Vinci Code story? How did he know that Robert Langdon did all that? You know, that'd be really stupid to say. I think the Narnian stories come across as Lewis is someone who's sitting you on his knee and he's telling you a story. Whether he's supposedly it's actually true or whatever, I don't know, but he's just telling you a story. I mean, how many kids actually go to their parents and say, "How do you know that happened?" I think this is an absolutely absurd argument. I think there are far greater problems with The Last Battle that can be discussed than that. That is the least of our worries. That is a really stupid thing to worry about. Particularly in a movie. I mean, they don't even do the whole narration thing in the movie, so it'd be even less of a problem in the movie. But either way, I mean, it's like that in the books. Are you going to say, oh, just because the book seems to contradict itself, we're just not going to make it? I mean, you're saying you have a problem with the book. And so I think there's absolutely, no matter how you feel about that, there's just no reason to worry at all. That's just a silly argument. But there are far greater problems with The Last Battle we have to worry about. But then he, of course, talks about the last lines in the book being the last lines in the movie. That would, of course, be important to me. Or that, I don't know if they have to be the last lines, but I would like them to be in there. Each chapter greater than the one before. And it might be kind of cheesy if Aslan actually looked into the camera and said that. But yeah, it would definitely, that's a moment. It's very important, and it is a great piece of writing. So that's it for now. 240 days until Prince Caspian. And I'm excited, of course. I can't wait to see it and get all these questions answered. And now, of course, this has me looking forward even more to The Last Battle and thinking about it. At the moment, honestly, I'm more excited about Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Anytime a piece of news about Dawn Treader comes out, I get really excited. But I better sign off for now. That's all the news we have. And hopefully we'll get some more big news sometime in the near future. So stay tuned.